Hello, good afternoon. God bless each of you today. Been a long day, busy day for me. I'll share with you what I've been celebrating today, but I needed to get just a little bit of the lesson and just make a few announcements for us on today. And God bless each of you. Let me go ahead and start this lesson off today with our usual announcements there as we enter into this week, Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, the Sunday school lesson will begin at the 9 o'clock hour, as usual, on the district Sunday school. You know the platform, you're familiar with it. And so make sure that you tune in briefly, so and then tune on into the service, or you may stop by the sanctuary. Let's look at these November birthdays. Michael Franklin, Miss Patricia West there, Tyler Williams, Calvin Adger, Miracle Stokes, and Gary Galloway. Certainly want to wish them a birthday. Jared Atkins, our organist, also, and also one of our praise team members, Jayla. Young Jayla, thank you very much, and we appreciate you and wish you a happy birthday as well. Listen, I have been down on the campus of Louisiana Tech University, and I just want you to help me congratulate my daughters, my twin daughters, Zoe and Zaria. If you see the picture here with I believe they were about 7 or 8 years old here in this picture. And then this is in 2019, where they're graduating from high school at Byrd High School. And then this is a picture from today, is they're graduating from the Louisiana Tech University. And down at the bottom here, you will see they didn't just go to school and graduate barely. They actually represented themselves extremely well, extremely proud of them for having the highest academic um, honor, the summa cum laude. The summa cum laude is the highest academic undergraduate distinction and honor. And I'm very, very thankful for both of them, for both having grade point averages above 3.9. And I'm just so thankful and for them and proud of them, the way that they have conducted themselves over their college careers. And I'm very, very happy as a father to just share that with you today. Listen, tomorrow morning we will be here at 9:30. The virtual worship service will be live on YouTube at 9:30. We'll go live at 9:30, and we'll only be about 45 minutes in the morning. So we should be finished. And then at 11 o'clock, I'm inviting everybody. All roads lead at 11 o'clock to the Sunrise Baptist Church and their church anniversary. Please, I want to see you. Please, ma'am, please, sirs, let's come and let's be a part of the worship service at the Sunrise Church over there at 3220 Lakeshore Drive. We're going to go over there and enjoy ourselves there as well. Make sure that you would bring your offering here to the sanctuary, that you would give through Givelify, or bring your offering tomorrow there. Thank you so very kindly. Let me get into this lesson very, 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 very briefly today. Paul ministers in Malta. This is taken from Acts chapter 28. If you recall last week, Paul is making it in from, coming in, if you would, from shipwrecked. He's found himself shipwrecked last week. They survived the great Euroclydon storm. And now because of that, they have now ended up washing ashore on the island of Malta. I think some scriptures may even say Melita. But it is there in this Mediterranean Aegean Sea area there, and something happens as they get to there. Let's look at this. In verses 1 and 2, Paul receives help from strangers. In verses 3 through 6, Paul receives divine protection from God. And then from verses 7 through 10, he begins to minister to others as he has been ministered to. You see, after surviving the brutal northeast storm, the Euroclydon we talked about last week, Paul and the other passengers either swam to Malta or floated on boards or broken pieces of the destroyed ship. We talked about that last week, surviving on broken pieces. The inhabitants warmly welcomed the strangers out of the rain and out of the cold. And rather than resting with the others, Paul helped them gather firewood. As he did, a snake, a viper, came from the fire, and it bit him. When the islanders had witnessed the biting, they believed that it was divine payback for some perceived crime and waited for Paul to die. However, Paul simply shook the snake off. The fact that he was not harmed changed the islanders' opinion. They now thought that he must have been a god. I want to look at this text now. Here is the writer, and it is believed that this is Luke, who perhaps is an eyewitness to this. He says, once we were safe on shore, we learned that we were on the island of Malta. The people of the island were very kind to us. It was cold and rainy, so they built a fire on the shore to welcome us. So the islanders are showing kindness to these men who have been shipwrecked. And as Paul began to gather an armful of sticks and was laying them on the fire, a poisonous snake, a viper, as I said, driven out by the heat, bit him on the hand. I think that this is a great place to look at this lesson. Here is Paul after having been shipwrecked. Now Paul finds himself now snake bitten. He has been shipwrecked and now finds himself snake bitten. This is life. That there are sometimes that after you survive some things, just trust me and understand that something else will come along. The people on the island saw it hanging from his hand, and they said to others, watch this, this man must be a murderer. Though he escaped the sea, justice will not permit him to live. In other words, because they knew what type of ship these men were, they felt that most of them were already condemned. So the people began to judge without knowing Paul's story. Isn't that like people? They will judge you based upon perhaps not even knowing the full story and extent. What they didn't know was the reason that they had been saved is because of Paul. And so now they said to one another, he must have killed somebody. He escaped, watch this, Poseidon, because they believed in the mythology. But Nemesis will not permit him to live. Yes. He may have gotten away from Poseidon, but he will not get away. No, not from Nemesis. But watch this. Paul shook off the snake into the fire and was unharmed. Verse 6 says this, the people waited for him to swell up and drop dead. I just need to stick a fork right here and talk about this. When bad things happen to people, don't think that everybody is looking forward to you making it and looking forward to your survival. Some people, after they see your tragedy, they're looking for that to become a tragic end. I like that right there. The people waited for him to die. Watch this. These are the same people now who were kind. They had helped him build a fire. But look at how quick the people shifted. They said, oh no, he's going to drop dead. But when they had waited a long time and saw that he was not harmed, they changed their mind and decided he must be a god. He had gone from a murderer that should have been dead to now he is being recognized as a god. You see, people are waiting on your downfall, but then when they see you make it over and they see you survive, that's where your testimony is. Yes, people, human nature is this man is certainly going to die because we've seen what that snake did to somebody else. We've seen how this viper, we know it's poisonous. In fact, Luke makes it very clear that this is not a non-venomous snake, as we learned in science. This is a venomous snake. And at the time, there was no antidote for the venom of this particular snake. So they knew that he was supposed to swell up and fall dead. But aren't you glad that there are some things that have happened in your life where you got shipwrecked, snake bit, and you're still alive to tell the story? Near the shore, we landed was an estate, land belonging to Publius, the chief official of the island. He welcomed us and treated us kindly for 3 days because now they had witnessed us. And as it happened, his own father was sick with fever and with dysentery. Paul went in, prayed for him, laid hands on him, and the man was healed. Follow the progression of this lesson. I'm shipwrecked, I'm snake bitten, I'm being accused, but I'm still willing to bless somebody else. This was a sick man. This man was in terrible condition. He had a fever, he had dysentery. Paul went in, prayed for him, put his hands on him, and he healed him. And then all the other sick folk came, and they were healed. Paul was healing. Paul had come through the storm, and he survived just to be able to heal people he didn't even know. And as a result, the scripture says they were showered with honor. And Paul still has a mission. He still has to go to Rome. My God, what a great testimony. What a great word for somebody today. That even after you've gone through whatever you've gone through, God still expects us to be agents of healing, and we'll still be showered with blessings. I want to give you a few takeaways from this lesson. God still rewards faithfulness. Paul was rewarded because he had been faithful through it all. Being a witness for God has results. Because he had been a witness for God, the result was he ended up being asked to heal one man, and then everybody who needed healing came to him. This goes along with point 3. Others will see God through you. Yes, others will see God. They saw God when they saw Paul. At first, they thought they had seen a murderer. They thought that the mythological gods certainly had it in for him. But then they realized there must be a higher power, yes, than the Titans or the Olympians. Then fourthly, shake off what you can. Paul shook the snake off. The snake had bitten him to the point to where his teeth had sank in. Yes, and Paul shook the snake off. The word doesn't say he complained. The word doesn't say he was frightened. Sometimes we got to learn how to shake things off. And then finally, just because you survived a storm doesn't mean trouble is over for good. Sometimes we can have to be careful. That's why we have to be prayerful. That's why we have to be make ourselves always in the presence of God, always being concerned about the things of God. Just because you survived that storm, it certainly doesn't mean that your trouble is over. But we still serve a God who can deliver us through them all. Well, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, to you, your family, and may all the great things of life be yours throughout this coming year. God bless you and God keep you. Tomorrow morning, 9:30, virtual worship. And then at 11 o'clock, all roads lead to the Sunrise Baptist Church, 3220 Lakeshore Drive. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer. Thank you so much.